Hey, welcome to Backyard Bows. I'm Brandon, and today we have this awesome new chronograph by Garmin, the Xero C1 Pro. If you've watched all of our bow reviews, we always do a speed test. When we first started out, I was hunting for the Caldwell G2, which is what we have used kind of towards the end. But even at the beginning, I just used a regular Caldwell. It's just what we could afford at the beginning, making all the investments into this whole process. And it's what I could get my hands on. I finally got my hands on one of those Caldwell G2s, which we've used the most recently and I think has been the most accurate. We always get comments on speed. And in a variation, some people said your chronograph's running hot. Some people says it's too slow, especially the companies. The companies are always like, hey, I think your chronograph's running a little slow. Makes sense, you know? And then you get other guys who test speed bows and they say maybe it's running a little hot. We don't know, but with our speed test, I think the main focus is the variables don't change, okay? So same spot on the table, same under the lights, inside, nothing changes, okay? So I think it's safe to say all of the bows that we've reviewed, you can compare apples to apples, which is what we're trying to do. Create some separation between the bows that we test in-house, all right? Now, if you take that same chronograph and do some test outside, some test in the front yard, some in here, some at a friend's house, take it over here. I think at that point, then you could be like, man, I don't know if all these are able to, compare to each other. But since we keep everything in here, I like the speed test we do. Whether it's running hot or not, everything's running hot. You can compare them to each other. I love this. This is one of the most easy chronographs to use. It's a little expensive. You're right at like 600 bucks. But man, this thing, you can take it anywhere. You can pack it in your bag, take it to a friend's house, take it to the rifle range, anywhere you want, archery range. This thing is so cool. And I think just knowing Garmin and the products that they produce, I think it's gonna be pretty accurate, okay? So you first get it out, you have your main chronograph part, which is this top, and then you have a little tripod stand that it comes with. It also has the ability with that screw-in part, you can hook it on any other tripod as well. But I like this little one. What we're gonna do to get the right height, because I think that's really important when using this, you wanna be maybe no more between 12 to 15 inches above, somewhere in this range of 5 inches and 15 inches. That's where it's gonna read the best, okay? So we actually built a little tower here that we'll shoot it on, and we're gonna test some bows. We're gonna compare the G2 to this new chronograph. We're also gonna test 2 hunting setups I already have set up that I'm gonna use. We're gonna test those with the arrows that they have, very different. One's at 63 pounds, one's at 72 pounds, different arrow weights. It's gonna be cool to see what those land in there. We just did a little our hunting setup video, so we're gonna test those bows. And then I got my little nephew coming over. We finally just got him set up. We've been working on getting his poundage up to where he can go on a hunt this year. We're gonna test his speed too, okay? So we'll do a lot of testing. So if you first turn it on, really simple. I'm telling you, this thing is one of the most simple devices you can use. I love that it has the history. So it stores your history for different bows. You can name stuff, go back, check it all out. If you start a new session, you can go, you got pistol, bow, air rifle, other, okay, or rifle. All right, so we're gonna go down to bow. Immediately it says enter the weight of your projectile, accurate kinetic energy values. I think this is, you have to get the most accurate reading. So let's go ahead and enter ours. Mine weighs, let's just test this first bow here, this Alpha X. I'm hunting with a slightly lighter arrow than I'm usually used to. Okay, I got these RIP TKOs. It comes in right at 442 with a 100 grain broadhead. So let's go, you enter that, you press okay, moves you over so you can, and then it does that height alignment. This is important too. It's kind of like a reminder that you need to be shooting, about 5 to 15 inches above. Somewhere in there. I think right at like 12 inches, when I was messing around with the other day, I was getting some really consistent readings. All right, and then it's just gonna take you to the front screen. A couple other things that I really love about this is it's going to give you your minimum or the most recent. It's gonna give you an average, which is the middle column, and then it's gonna give you your maximum. So the more, and right above at the top, it says what shot you're on. So you do 10 shots, it'll give you your minimum, your average, and your maximum. I love that. Thing takes a USB charger. You can charge it up, holds its battery really nice. These are really cool. Let's get to shooting though. All right, and so what I got, let's just do them, we'll just compare these. Let's start off with just comparing the G2, which we've used for most of the test, to this new Garmin that we just purchased. So I just have them set up right next to each other so I can kind of get a quick reading for both. You got this Caldwell G2. It has that kind of light system. It's a little bit bulkier, bigger. You can't really travel with it. So, and what I did was we'll try to shoot right through the middle of this G2, which is where you get the best reading. And then that's right at about 12 inches. So we'll try to get a really nice, accurate reading on both of them at the same time. So 311 up top for the G2, and it has 309 down here on the Garmin. Okay, so let's say this was the more accurate. For the first shot, this, you know, maybe a little hot. What I'm wanting to really see, I would love to see that these are similar, and that's just gonna reassure me that all the tests we've been doing have been fairly accurate with the one that we've used the most. So let's do another one. 312, 310. So, man, I am a firm believer in our process. Even though we get so much comments and feedback about our speed test and what we do, and you know, you get the companies with the highest IBO readings. We do our speed test, and they'll tell us, they swear that our chronograph is slow because we didn't achieve what they were wanting us to project to you guys, you know. So, and I'm just giving to you what I'm getting. I trust this machine. I definitely trust this Garmin too. So they're very, very similar. We're 2 feet per second off. I think that's awesome, you know. And then we get guys who might not like a certain bow company, and I'm getting these awesome speeds, and they're like, yeah, you're running hot. There's no way. So I don't know. When it comes to speed, to me, I think you guys know my opinion on it. If you're anywhere between 250 and 300, you're gold. I mean, I'm gonna put little Michael just got here. Let's do his bow, and I'll show you the difference. I'm gonna hunt with a 310 feet per second bow. If he's getting close to 200, I'm gonna be happy, and I'm gonna put him in the field and give him a 20-yard chip shot, and I promise you, we're gonna get it all on film, and he's gonna hammer something. So any of you out there that are so concerned about your speed, or 5 to 10 feet per second, and you think that's what you need to be stressing about, I promise you it's not. You know, placement. You know, that's what I've been working with him on the most, is anatomy and placement and positioning and, you know, after movement, and like we've been going over the deer. That's the most important. But let's get him in here and test his bow. So now we have little Mike's bow. What were you pulling back?
42.
We finally got it up to 42 pounds, which I think is gonna be plenty. We got him an arrow weigh-in at 478. Go ahead, let's do a couple. Okay. We're gonna see what kind of speed he's getting on this Diamond Edge XT, which is maybe Diamond's bow from 3 years ago. Shoot right over the top of it. It has to be within like 12 inches from the top of that chronograph. Good. 186. All right. Good.
I think that's right.
185. Last one. $185.3. All right, so another hunting setup that I know we're gonna use. I got the X-Lite 31. I got some Full Metal Jackets, 340 spine. I dropped the spinage down. I'm shooting a little bit less poundage. This one's at like 63 pounds. These come in weigh at 485, a little bit heavier arrow, a little bit lighter poundage. Now think about this. This is gonna be drastic. I'm gonna hunt with both of these as comfortable as one after the other. That one gets 310. This one maybe be 270. And to me, it's still perfect. So let's go ahead. 63 pounds, 30 inches on the draw, 485, 270. Okay, so drastic difference in speed. I won't blink an eye, I won't bat an eye. There will be no distinguish for me in the field with shooting these, you know, at any depth. You know, and I will probably hunt with both and others, which all have different feet per second. Let's shoot another one. But this pulling, this is so easy. Really nice, 270.2. Really nice, comfortable, you know, comfortable pull at lower poundage. I always thought I would never shoot I'll never shoot anything less than 70 pounds. I used to say that. 63 pounds, I'm loving it. I got a bad shoulder, I mean, a bad elbow right now, really hurting me. Even just those right there, probably some of the reason why you guys haven't seen too many bow reviews lately is that elbow's really been straining me. But I lowered that poundage down to accommodate that, but I realized that, like, I just love that. Lighter poundage, easier pull, easier hold, more uncomfortable positions can be accessed in the field, especially when you're 20 feet up in the air, small platform. I love the comfortability of this. This is awesome, wonderful speeds, but I feel like I got to get 2 nice solid feet, really stable. Probably can't hold it as long. That thing is gonna hammer something. But, you know, I've been in the field enough to know that, like, nothing really plays out like you want, and as much as I would want a nice, perfect shot with this one, it might not happen like that. I'll probably start the season with it, but, you know, I'm more and more realizing that 63-pound pole is just, it's awesome. You can't beat it. And I think you will get the most accurate reading if you can find the right depth and also be as consistent as you can. And that goes with all chronographs, obviously. But this one, you really get some really accurate readings. This one will jump around a little bit more, maybe 2-3 feet per second for a shot. This one, you'll get almost the exact same feet per second. That's the one reason why I think this one is better in the end. The readings might vary a little bit, but this one is gonna be more consistent. It's more packable. You can take it with you. This thing takes up no space. You can charge it anywhere. You're not gonna run out of, I mean, this thing is a pain. It's nice for in here, but I'm not taking it anywhere. I love this thing. Also, rifle, pistol, shooting range, archery range. You can take it anywhere, multiple different readings. I mean, this thing is one of the coolest products that I've messed with recently. If you're somebody who loves speed like I do, not necessarily emphasizes on it as much, but just loves testing things, loves seeing different variables play a different factor into that, you know, that in speed. I love the whole process. This is one of the best chronographs out there. Really, really cool. If you have the funds to purchase it, because it is a kind of a hefty price, you know, at that 600, but man, this is probably one of the best ones I've messed with, and I have shot a ton of different chronographs, a ton of different bows. Most consistent, easiest to use, really cool. All right, here are my final thoughts on the Garmin that we're reviewing and just speed in general. First, I think this is probably, if not the most accurate speed reader out there that the everyday guy is gonna wanna buy and purchase and just use in their bow shop or at home, okay? I know there's some out there that are like $3,000 ones. Even Garmin has like this really nice big one that's probably dead accurate. I'm talking more of just kind of like the everyday person usage. You are gonna spend a little bit of money on it, but if it means a lot to you and it's something that you find very important and that you want to be accurate, or you own a shop and you're doing a lot of this type of stuff, I think this is great. I think this one, and here's my reason why I think it's so accurate. The G2, you're gonna wanna shoot directly in the middle of there. If you shoot a little high, you shoot a little low towards the light, it can vary, you know, the feet per second. And so what you end up seeing is sometimes like 4 feet per second off, sometimes like 6 feet per second between these shots. And we'll do like 5 shots. And as you guys seen in most of our reviews, they all lie within like 5 feet per second usually, okay? But that's a variation of the shot, okay, inside the chronograph. This one, whether you're shooting 5 inches, 6 inches, 12 inches, a little off, a little bit, I mean, this one seems to be within, let's just say 2 feet per second, almost every shot. So your average is gonna be probably more accurate, okay? I just mentioned it a couple times in this review. The size of it is awesome. Clamp this thing up, turn it off, throw it into a backpack with the charger. You can take this anywhere you go. You can set it up super easy. All you do is have to get that right height and it's ready to go within seconds if you know your arrow weight. Now you have the option on there of doing this without the arrow weight calculation, but I think you're better off, it's gonna be more accurate if you plug that in there, okay? Because that's what it suggests. Now speed in general. Okay, if you go down our list of all of the bows that we've tested over the past 2 years, you are gonna find that 60 to 80% of them, okay, maybe more on the 80% side if I was to add it up, are between 265 and 285, feet per second with a 30-inch draw, 70 pounds at a 500 grain arrow. 65 to 85, to me, no difference. If you're making an error in the field, if something happens where you lose a deer, I promise you, it's nothing to do with that 20 feet per second. It has everything to do with your knowledge of the anatomy and kind of the hunting scenario that you're in at that moment. The angle of the deer, the after movement anticipation, whatever it may be, that's way more factored in than that 20 feet per second. So you're good in that range, okay? As you just saw, little Michael, I think we're gonna bump his arrow weight down. We'll mess around with it a little bit. We'll get him right around 200 feet per second entering the field, fine. The recurve bow I shoot, I think it's like 165, you know? So again, and you can see guys on YouTube harvesting deer all the time in between 160 and 180 with recurves, unbelievable. I mean, just think about that range of speed. You know, I know guys that are like, my arrow has to get over 300 feet per second. That's like their target range. They'll even shoot a not the correct spine arrow just to get these arrows to fling as fast as they want them to. I mean, you see guys out there do the craziest shit all the time and that are under the impression of something that to me, it's not a factor. I mean, and I know that's one of the main selling points of these bow companies is speed, but I need you guys, especially the new guys, to understand there is so much more between picking up your bow and harvesting an animal in between, you know, educational wise and gaining knowledge that has to do with everything but the speed of your bow that is going to help you harvest, you know, whatever you're after. I love the speed test. It's just something that's always been fun for me. I love doing the test. I love seeing different arrow weights, different poundage. I love it all. I love guessing. But you know, this is directly for the new guys. If you're new, you want to get anywhere, let's just say 240 to 280. Okay, great speed. If you get over that, it's just bonus. Okay, if you're under that, you're still in a great range. You just need to pick your depth of shot, I think would be more important at that factor. And I think speed really comes into play with guys who have a shorter draw length or somebody with an injury that prevents them from pulling back the poundage that they want. Then you really have to start tinkering with every part of the puzzle you can to get the feet per second that you want. But if you're pulling back 29, 30, 31 inch draw, you don't ever have to worry about speed. Okay, I mean, whatever you shoot, 60 pounds, 55 pounds, 63 pounds, you're gonna get a feet per second that is fine. This 310 feet per second Hoyt Alpha X that I have here is solely just because I just want to see some damage. And this is just gonna be a fun experiment to me. Will I pick up the 63 pound X Lite that shoots 40 feet per second less? Yeah, of course. I mean, there won't be any distinguish between them in the hunting scenario for me out to 50 yards. But I'm excited about the Hoyt, you know, and I also think depending on what you're hunting, so that's the other main factor in this is like, what are you hunting? You're hunting boar, you know, you're hunting, you know, wildebeest, whatever it may be that has a little bit thicker hide, you need some more penetration, you know, that's when you start factoring in the speed more. If you're talking about turkey and whitetail and probably even elk, bear, you know, I think we're all in an okay range, 240 to 280. I don't think I think placement's way more factored in, but that's my 2 cents on speed. As you guys know, I kind of ramble on about speed. The Garmin Xero C1 Pro, I absolutely love it. Backyard Bows approved. If I had the funds, I'd keep this thing in here for all of our tests. But since we have used the G2 the majority of the time, even though it's run a little bit hotter, I'm probably gonna keep that in the cycle for all of our bow reviews. But this thing is as cool as you can get. Right when I saw one of these, I was intrigued, and just messing around with it more and more, this thing's blown me away. Really cool piece right here. From Garmin, as everything that they do. So check them out if you're interested in finding your own speed or doing a lot of testing. This is definitely the way to go. We'll see you next time. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh God, dude, for real though? I mean, that's you're. Oh goddamn, fuck me. Holy fuck me.
We've been told that since we were 4 years old.
Fuck. That just gave me a fucking heart attack. They don't even
Why?
make those no more. Athens shut down this year.